They really, 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 yeah. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is Mr. Laughter on the Arsenal stand, ladies and gentlemen. Mistakenly, I didn't really turn my microphone on. Forgive me, but it's back on now. So, yeah, we are on. So, I was saying that Arsenal have to really bring their game today, and it's very, very important that we get to understand every single moment. As you know, Carabao Cup is a game that is a league cup in the English Premier League, and Arsenal hasn't won for a very, very, very long time. I don't even know the last time that we have won this cup. Crazy. But this is going to be an intriguing game. It's going to be a very, very tight game as we are going into the game with one leg inside Wembley and one still at the Emirates. We got to see who is going to win this particular match and at what point do we think Arsenal will take the advantage and be at the top of the Premier League and also win the Carabao Cup, because it's interesting that Chelsea kept some of their players outside to prepare for this particular match. That means they are not taking this lightly. Rosina, the new coach, he has been cooking, and we know he has lost only one single game out of seven. And he has been a very, very good acquisition for Chelsea, as you guys know, as a manager. He has performed beyond reasonable doubt, and people, yeah, it's going to be a very, very good contest at the Emirates today. It's going to be a very, very big contest, and we are here to dive and talk about it. Please listen and subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet, and be part of the Arsenal stand as we discuss this one by one. Now we're going to talk about Arsenal. First of all, I want to start handling and looking at how Arsenal can approach this game in a way where they're able to win. We know we have one foot already. We're still one goal ahead of Chelsea, but that means nothing if Chelsea scores first in the legs in the start of the game. That means we are back to square zero, and we will have to fight again to bring the game back. But we will be in good shape if we do our best in this league and actually take it. Thank you. I say hi. Thank you. Yeah, put in your comment and let me know what you think about the game. It's gonna be massive, and it's gonna be a very, very big game at Chelsea. I mean, at the Emirates. Now, what I'm saying is Arsenal have to bring their A game. We know Chelsea has been playing well, and the weekend game against West Ham, as you guys have seen, it wasn't that easy. They kept their players out so they can really prepare for this particular game, and it worked out really, really well for them. And bringing in some of the players that are rested to rescue that win. And at the Emirates, we have seen Chelsea hasn't won there for so long, even at the Emirates. So I don't expect them to win. But I am looking into this game that if Arsenal doesn't really play so well, we might have a draw, but which will take us still to the to Wembley, which is going to be important for Mikel Arteta, because every single trophy this season is going to be very important and crucial for Arsenal really to take advantage of it, because gone are the days where we look at Carabao Cup as a very, very small trophy for young kids and stuff like that. We need trophies because we have been starving for so long, and Arsenal has been really starving for a very long time, and they need this trophy. They really, really need this to kickstart their season. And I'm very, very sure if we are able to really take this game and actually beat Chelsea today, it's going to be very important in our season. Why do I say that? Because it's going to be a kickstart. It will give us more momentum to realize that we are able to do it. Last season, as you guys remember, Newcastle really beat us out of this game, and we couldn't make it to the finals over the two legs. But I think this Chelsea that we are having, I don't think they have such a very, very good defense. And with our balanced attack, which we are not really doing well, but I feel like in this I will discuss some of the things that I feel like if Arsenal can do, even choosing players alone is going to help us win this game without any problem. Because Chelsea has a lot of weaknesses that if you look critically as a coach, as the manager, you should be able to really pinpoint some of the things that you can do to hurt this Chelsea team, because we are way better than Chelsea. We know new coaches there. Rosina has been has been Rosinia, but not Rosina, but Rosinia has been a very very good coach in the early days. You know, every coach have their early days, and holidays always players love you and they listen to you because they want you to put them in the lining up and everything like that. But that doesn't mean they're gonna be super important or super crazy playing on Arsenal. Emirates has been a fortune and a fortress for a lot of seasons now, and only Manchester United has beaten Arsenal there, as you guys remember. But we are still having a chance to really do what we call magical upset against Chelsea. I don't want to go into this game with the mentality that we have an extra goal. If I look at this game, I feel like if we go like we have not played any game, this is the first leg with all the momentum that we have got from the Leeds game, and we can outplay Chelsea so well. I know we all play what we call possessive games, and that has been very, very important for Mikel Arteta. He loves possessions, and he wants to be almost that manager where he controls every aspect of the game. We shall be in good shape to really do that in this game, but that doesn't guarantee us really to win the match. But if we can approach this game in a way where we look at the game in the perspective of 0-0 and going full board to play and score, I would love Arsenal to score at least one goal before Chelsea scores, because that would kind of demoralize and dictate the game. But if Chelsea scores first and we come back level for this match, it's going to be crazy. And we know always Arsenal likes to go into the panic button. You know, we don't want to press that panic button when it comes to this match. And Mikel Arteta should choose a team that can outcompete this Chelsea team. Now, this will now bring me to my team selection. Let me know in the comment, who would you play in this particular match, and who would you put in your defense, and who would you put in your midfield, and who would you put in your striking line. For me, I feel like Kepa has been playing so well in this competition, and I will keep Kepa. Much as he has his own issues, his own problem with the game that he played at Chelsea, the first leg, he wasn't that great. Some of the balls that guy Nacho scored, I feel like he would have done better. He would have actually done so much better. But I will keep him because this league is it's a good goalkeeper. So I would keep him in the lineup for sure. And then in the defense, as always, I'm just gonna change a little bit. I would play Saliba and Gabriel in the center, but I think Mosquera can start because he's also good. I might start Mosquera and maybe Gabriel and rest Saliba, because Saliba has played so many games, and that would be my choice. If we can do Mascara and Gabriel in the center of the defense, that would be great for me. And in the wings, I mean in the flanks, or not in the flank, in the fullbacks, I would actually do Ben White number 2, and also I will do uh, Calafiori, because he is still back from the injury, and I want him to get that momentum to come for the weekend as we play against Sunderland. I want him to get that minutes in him, so I would start Calafiori straight away, not MLS, because MLS could also start, which is good, but I feel like we can first of all leave him alone and let Calafiori start. Now, in the midfield, this is where I'm going to have some battles. If you agree with me, just go on and then let me know if it is going to be a good midfield for you. I would definitely start Zubimendi, Rice, and Kai Havertz again. I'm going to leave Odegaard out because I feel like with Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, if he's gonna play. I've heard some rumors that he might not play, but we will see. If he's gonna play, I feel like we would be good in the midfield with Rice, Zubimendi, and Kai Havertz, because he is good. he has come back so well. But also, we realize that Kai hasn't really played so many games, so starting him twice within the spell of just 2 games is going to be also difficult for him to cope with the situation. But I would give him a chance to start, and then later on bring probably Odegaard and Eze to go in for the midfield. Now in the striking line up front, I'm just gonna dramatically go with Gyökeres and have Madueke on the other side, and Martinelli would start for me because Martinelli always performed well in like any game against Chelsea. He is really, really good against Chelsea, so I would keep him in the field and let him play there as much as possible. And yeah, that's my starting 11. Let me know if you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, it's all good. And let me know your starting 11. What would you play, and who are some of the players that you can bring in for this particular game? Because it's going to be mouth watering. It's going to be very, very difficult. Much as it's at the Emirates. Now, Mikel Arteta has been speaking today before they closed the deadline for transfer, and he made his press conference as well. There are some key things in the press conference that I feel like we can talk about in a few minutes. Now, he was asked about Bukayo Saka. As we know, Bukayo Saka came out of the game in the weekend, and he couldn't participate because of a nickels. That Mikel Arteta likes that language nowadays. He said Bukayo Saka had a nickel. So he said it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look super bad. They still have a training session. As you know, Mikel Arteta doesn't give anything out. Every single press conference, that guy is a real PR. Like he knows how to deal with journalists and the way he answers questions. So Bukayo might be in contention, but even if he's in contention, I wouldn't start him. I would still stick with Madueke and see how he. Noni has been good. So if he can replicate what he did against uh, uh, Leeds, that would be great. But Bukayo might be in contention. So let's see and wait what will happen if Mikel Arteta would keep him in the team or not. And then he was asked about Mikel Merino. As you guys know, Mikel Merino has already gotten some injury, and he has a foot problem. As I said, he's going to undergo surgery, a minor surgery, they call it. And as you know, he is one of his bones in the toes, I think, has broken, maybe, from what I hear. So if you break your toe, it's just almost something very small, but it hurts so bad. So he was asked if he's gonna miss World Cup or he might not be able to return this season. He said, "Yeah, we have to wait and see." That's a very strange injury that we have not heard of a player at Arsenal, but that means he might be out. And Arsenal was looking into signing somebody at least to replace him, which it didn't happen the way they want. People were thinking of Tonali, that Tonali would join, but that's a very big transfer to happen within the last minutes of transfer. So that didn't happen completely. Fabrizio Romano also hinted about it, and they said no, Tonali will never join in the January, because as you know, Newcastle is a very, very difficult team to engage with when it comes to finance and when it comes to transfer. So those are some of the news that we have on Arsenal. But I wanted just to give you a heads up about it. Now, going back to the game, would you think, in your own view, in your own perspective, do you think Arsenal can win Carabao Cup? If somebody asks you like that, and if you say yes, what makes you think Arsenal can win Carabao Cup? And what would be the importance of winning this trophy to the squad that we are fighting for 4 trophies? What would that mean for Arsenal? That's $1 million question that I want to answer and talk to you about. Now, when you look at Chelsea, when you look at Arsenal, it looks like we are all at different phases of the project. Now, Arsenal is far ahead in the project, or the process, as we always know, and Chelsea is still below the process. And that doesn't mean that Arsenal is guaranteed to win this game, but that gives it an extra edge to win this Carabao Cup because we kind of have more experienced players in our team, and our defense has been very, very good. Much as we conceded two late goals at Chelsea, but I feel like at home, if Gabriel starts, if Mosquera starts, that's what's my predicted lineup. We should be in good shape to beat Chelsea. This Chelsea team is good, but I don't think they're good or better than Arsenal in any way or shape. They can bring their A game, they can bring every single thing, but I feel like even if they come for a draw, Arsenal will make it through. But I think Mikel Arteta is a very unpredictable coach. Sometimes when you think of Arsenal going into semifinals, because he has a very bad track record when it comes to finals, when it comes to going under pressure. Imagine last season when we met Newcastle, we were in a very good shape really to go to the finals, but Newcastle ended up beating us home and away. But at least for this season, we made it at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and we were good. We played well, but I don't know how we even conceded those two goals. We would have been 4-5 nil, 4-5-6 goals ahead, and I don't know how Chelsea came back to score those two goals to bring it to this tie. Now, having this tie with one goal deficit, we shouldn't be complacent. We should still play like we are having nothing completely in the bag. And we know Chelsea with new coach and Rosina with the style that he is playing, with the structure that Chelsea is playing currently, it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal to maneuver if they don't bring their A game. Because bringing their A game is the only way that Arsenal can outcompete this midfield. Midfield of Caicedo. In the first leg, Caicedo wasn't there, and we know how Caicedo always run. He is just electric. He is energetic, but he shouldn't be super. But one thing that I know about Caicedo is sometimes he over attacks, and that causes him problem. If we can get the yellow card very quickly and easily in the first half, I think it's gonna be a mouth-watering game. It's gonna be very, very tough for him because I know how aggressive he is. So if Arsenal can target him and make him frustrated and make him at least get yellow card very early, which I think that's what we did in the first was it Premier League match, I think, where I said it was booked very early, and that kind of affected the game a little bit in one of the matches. I don't know whether it was against Arsenal or maybe Manchester City. I'm not sure. I can't remember very well. But he is very, very aggressive in his attack, and that sometimes brings that emotion when he's playing. So if Arsenal have that midfield of Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and probably Kai Havertz, if they can really be close to him and let him stay within his 18H box, not really driving balls, we shouldn't leave even a single space because Chelsea has good wingers who are like really fast guys, and we shouldn't give them those opportunities. If we give them opportunities like that, giving them space the way we did against Manchester United, we will be in trouble because we know Neto is fast, we know Garnacho is fast, Palmer is also there with his trickery, but I know Palmer is not a player that is very important when it comes to big matches. He is good at these small games because I don't think he show up so well when it comes to these big matches. Shout out there. I see you. Um, I see you there. Don't believe this is what somebody's saying here. Yeah, thank you so much for joining, guys. Yeah, subscribe to the channel and be part of the channel, and like also when you go out and as you're watching. Like I need that likes. I'm seeing very few likes, guys. No, not even a like, guys. Please, I want to see some likes here. What are we doing? Almost 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, and no likes completely. guys, hype and like the channel afterwards. But yeah, going back to to what I was saying about Chelsea. Now, excuse me. So this is going to be a very tricky game, as you guys know. But I'm very, very optimistic that much as Chelsea is gonna come full board to try to score as early as possible. That's gonna be their target, as I know, because they want to compete. And any team that wants to compete, and they want to go to Wembley, as you guys know. Everybody, Chelsea has had a little bit of a track record at Wembley of recent. When they go, they don't really come back with trophies. But Arsenal hasn't been there for a while. So this would be a very, very good opportunity for Arsenal to make it there and feel the taste of it. As we know, Arsenal might face Manchester City if they happen to beat Newcastle. And that is a thing that this is a game where I want Arsenal to win and go meet Manchester City and beat Manchester City in the finals to give us more momentum to win the Premier League. The moment we beat either Newcastle or Manchester City in the Carabao finals, we're going to kickstart our rhythm again because you guys know Champions. I mean, this game, the finals, is played before the Premier League ends. So we shall still have like probably 3 or 4 games left before finishing the Premier League. So that when the finals happens and Arsenal happens to win it, it's gonna give them the boost to like move forward and fight for the Premier League, which is something that we all want. But I know also it can go the other way around. If we don't win, it might still be more create more fire in the players to go toe to toe with Manchester City and play as well in the Premier League to help them at least to improve on certain things. Because you once you lose, let's look at the game that Manchester United gave Arsenal. That was a game where I feel like Arsenal being beaten by Manchester United has helped them so much, helped them so much to see what they were lacking and to see what they could improve on, and also give them the opportunity to realize that this is this is Premier League. Any team can beat you when you're not in your good days. And it's just a matter of reflecting on yourself and seeing what you can do after you have had adversity or you have had issues and problem come along yourself. So it's amazing how we always turn around. This season we have been doing so well. Once we get a loss or a draw or something like that, we turn around and begin to play our game. That Leeds game was phenomenal, and I think if we can replicate that, that would be super awesome. And I think with that, that would be good. Now, Chelsea also, as you guys know, one player that is very crucial and is very talented Brazilian, Esteval, is not going to be there. And I feel like that's a big win for Arsenal because in the first match, he was everywhere. He was hover timber like crazy. But having Esteval out, I feel like it's at least it gives us some breathing room as well because he was immense. That guy is talented. He's the most talented Brazilian currently, in my view. The way he drives the ball, the way he doesn't care shooting from wherever distant, he is good. But since he's not there, I feel like that's a win already for us because at least we can concentrate on some of the players that we have that is going to be attacking our defense, which I don't rate Neto so much to affect every single thing that we do in the wing, and I don't even rate so probably Guy Nacho maybe he tends to have that energy when it comes to the big matches, and he brings that energy so much when it comes to big matches, and he plays well. But I think the atmosphere alone at the Emirates is going to be too much for some of these young players for Chelsea. And their defense is not the greatest defense as mine because they have been leaking goals as well. I don't think as Chelsea has had clean sheets for a while. So that's also a win for us because if we can attack them really constant attack on them, trust me, we're going to be able to score if we scored 4 goals almost at the breach, I think we can score more than 4 goals at the Emirates. So, yeah, let me see some of the people that we have here. Let me know your comments. If you have any question, go on and say. Yes, I see. That is strange people. Say hi, thank you. And then I have this is AI. What that are you AI or you're saying something like AI? Not real. This is AI. What do you mean? You're AI or I am AI? No, I'm a real person. Don't believe this is a fake. Don't believe it is. Don't believe it. This is fake news. What do you mean? Fake news for what? You mean Escobar or you? What do you? What were you talking about here? Arsenal blows. Um, I don't understand what this guy says. But if you have any question, if you have any view on this match, please let me know, and we can really share it together. It's good to share your heart about the game. But this Carabao Cup is going to be interesting. It's going to be a very very important game for both teams. I've heard a lot of people talk about it today, and one of the views that we see is that I feel like it's more important for Arsenal than Chelsea for the reason that I stated earlier on that Arsenal are starving. We need trophies. 6 years down the road, just one cup, that is FA Cup. We need trophies. And I feel like if we can do that, this is with this current team that we have, we are going to be in a very, very good shape, really, to continue moving on to the next step. Because without really focusing on winning trophies, just playing for fun, finishing run-ups for all this season, it's not gonna be helpful, guys. It's not gonna be helpful. Um, yeah, what's your take on the game? Let me know your take on the game. And here I'm going to look at some of the key things that Mikel Arteta was asked, especially about the game. And transfer, we know it's already closed. There's nothing that Arsenal are going to really do here. Let me share the screen with you guys and see what you think of what Mikel Arteta said quickly. So some few things that I found that it was really interesting, and I like to share it with you as we look at it, the preview, just a tiny bit. We're not gonna go over every single thing, but I think we can. Um, yeah. So Mikel Merino, we know he has a fracture, which is already stated there. On if the World Cup is still a target for him. He said, let's see. It's very, very rare injury. So we have to wait and see once we have the injury, when we have the surgery, how it reacts daily, monitor it throughout the week. And I know Mikel is going to do absolutely everything that he could possibly do to come back as quick as possible. But as soon but as well, you have to respect the healing process and the fact that obviously it's an injury that is quite rare. So Mika Marino could be out of the Premier League, could be out of the game for months, but things do change. Now, on if the World Cup we will still miss, we already talked about that. On if it is a pain for him, it's always a pain if you get injured. I don't know what kind of question that is. For the team as well, is obviously, but he's a big player for us, a very important player for us, and we are not going to have him until probably the end of the season. So it's just a big blow. I feel like Mikel Merino he deserves uh, to stay and play for Arsenal because he has been very very good, scoring crucial goals. Like it's really amazing what we brought Mikel Merino in for, because in my view at first when he started playing he wasn't that good of a player where everybody misses, but like when they moved him up front scoring those goals and giving us goals even against Manchester United, you guys could see he's a good player. I feel like the return of Kai Havertz might help, but necessarily it's not going to be a real factor. Now, on if we have no replace, we have to replace him with someone special. At these levels, especially for 4 months, you have to be a player who has the capacity to adapt immediately and impact the team. But that's not easy. But if it was easy, we wouldn't be here. So we need to find solutions and try. Well, yeah, that makes sense because if Merino is not there, so you have to find inside solution since you didn't get anybody for sure. Now on the depth of the squad, who we have now, um, we have more depth now, but for 7 months we haven't had the depth because we have players out like a lot of teams. So we know the demands and the standards we need, but we need players because we play every 2 or 3 days. For sure, that's true. We need more players, Mikel. We need more players. That's really really important. Um, and then let's see what else he says here on um, targets on if we target doing a treble this season. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see what it says here. Well, I think we go day by day, competition for competition. I mean, competition by competition. And tomorrow we have a really tough game against a very good Chelsea side. We have the home advantage. We have good results, but we have still a lot and a lot to do tomorrow to earn the right. I mean, actually, they mean to earn the right to win in the final. So yeah, I guess it's a good take. He refused to answer if we are in for the three three trophies. But what do you think, guys? Do you think Arsenal can win 3 trophies? Because Mikel didn't really say anything. You know how he always waffles and doesn't answer questions. So he missed that one. He didn't. But what is your take? Do you think Arsenal can win more than one trophy this season? Or you think we were just gonna go with the Premier League or even just win on the Carabao Cup if we make it through today? But that is what Mikel said. So um, hopefully, he's thinking with the players that we are able to win more than, I would say, more than one trophy. But he didn't clarify, so we don't know if he's going to win or not. But that's what the take is. Um, and then on if it's simple to handle the Merino news in the market today. Okay, no, it's not. We had news a few days ago, and obviously, we are always active in every window that we have just in case something happens. We have the departure of Ethan Waneri as well to go to Marcel for the right reason, I believe, for the club, the player, and the team. Then the news of Mikel Merino was very unexpected, obviously, especially for such a long time. So we are actively looking at options, and we have a final option, and we could continue to do that. Uh, by my day will be the same as usual. I will bolster and if I have a final solution, I will try to do it. And if we don't, we will continue in the manner that we are now. So that's actually what we're gonna do because Arsenal didn't sign anybody except the 18-year-old guy um, from Celtic of Scotland somewhere. That's the only guy that has no sign, which it's not going to be in the main team by any means. On Chelsea conceding goals under Liam Rosinia, every team has its own things. I think Liam is doing an incredible job so far. Different competition as well, and tomorrow. Um, the tie has a context which is very specific uh, when you talk about the tie. The fact that we play at home and we have the advantage, but that we need to now make it very concrete in the manner that we approach the game certainly tomorrow is to win it. I agree. we need to win it. So let's see if you can win it. That is what Mikhail says. On if the Carabao Cup is most important competition we are in at the moment. Yes, I mean the next one is always the most important one, and it is closest to reaching a final. I mean, reaching a final. Tomorrow we are going to have people who really and who need to create the atmosphere, the energy, the belief that we are going to do it. And together, I am sure we are very capable of doing that. All right, let's see. There's so many things. I don't want to read all that, but there's not so many interesting things on which the central position suits him better. What is who suits as a There's a question about Eze here. I want to talk about Eze a little bit on if the magic moments are enough for Eze or if he has to impact the game more consistently. Yes, you have to impact the game consistently throughout 96 minutes at this level. Any phase, any action in the most important action, or on top of that, you have to be able to add another value. In his case, he is very very good and unique at creating those magic moments. So that is the demand of each player, which makes sense. I feel like people have been crying so much that Eze hasn't been playing. Uh, so Arsenal, Mikel Arteta has some agenda on him, but I feel like Eze needs to also improve his game so well so that he can outcompete Odegaard and actually be on his game because I feel like he's he's a very good player, but he's also very slow. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know that Eze is somehow slow when he plays football. Like, look at the game that we played this weekend. He's when he came on, he's just like jogging and not like he is a good player. Technically, he's a good player, but I feel like he still lacks the the how can I say big team mentality where you don't have to be comfortable where you are. I know when you're not playing, your spirit is a little bit down. You don't like run so fast. Maybe you have some questions about why the coach is not playing you, the manager is not playing. But he deserves to take a position if Odegaard is not playing well. And I feel like in this game, it might suit him so well because I know Chelsea are gonna be attacking the game, and he could be a very very good starter or even come in and unlock some of the defense because he has that instinct of forward passing, which is something that Arsenal is lacking. Um, but he still needs to step up. I know he still needs to step up so that Mikel Arteta can allow him. Like look at the beginning of the season. He played almost so many games when Odegaard wasn't there. He could have taken that chance. We know that he was prolific against Tottenham, scoring hat trick and everything like that. But it shouldn't end there. It should be a way where you just have to play your game and be consistent because his problem is he plays well in one game, the next game is quiet. You can see him. He plays one game, the next game you don't see him. So Eze has to improve to be in the team, in my view, so that he can earn the respect of the team members or even the the footballers around him. Because without that, I feel like he's gonna struggle at Arsenal, which is already struggling if Mikel Arteta doesn't trust him to begin or to start every single game. But he's a good player. He's a good player. Um, I agree with Mikel. He has to just perform consistently so that we can see. Guys, please like and comment, and let me know what you think about the game in the comment here. I don't see people commenting. I wanted to get back. If you have any question about the Arsenal stand, you have a question about this particular match and your take, I want to see some takes. And yeah, like, and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. I haven't seen people are not liking. Why? We need to like and push this forward. Yeah. Very few likes, guys. Let's go on. Let's go on and like, and subscribe so we can move on. We let me see. So with Rosina, Rosina, Rosinia, um, It's been interesting in his press conference. This guy just, I know he's still new in the Premier League, but the way he speaks sometimes is just like if he feels very confident about his tactics, he feels very confident about his Chelsea side. And today he was asked about Arsenal. He said Arsenal has been very consistent for a very, very long time in the Premier League, but they don't have anything to show in for. They haven't won any trophy, which is a fact. But I feel like sometimes he's just that coach where like he heats up certain things just because the game is coming in. And he just stays there for so that people can I don't know, can talk about his message and stuff. I know, yeah, Arsenal haven't been winning, but like we are going in for a semi-final. If we beat Chelsea, we are going to Wembley, and at Wembley you have the chance to win. And I know he has been at Chelsea probably 1 month or 2 months, and it would be a dream for him to win this semi-final and go to Wembley, and that's going to be impressive of a coach that has not really have had any credibility. I would say like he has been Derby and other places, but like earning the right to perform at the level of the Premier League and winning Carabao Cup for him, it would be a dream come true. As he always talks about, that it's gonna be that coach that is winning, that have that winning mentality, and is here to win trophies and stuff like that, which is good for any coach to have that ambition. Excuse me, to have that ambition to win. We all want to win, but it's a little sassy, kind of. I would say, like he has that hot temper um, talks in him. But we shall see if what he said is going to be materialistic or can materialize to something. But guys, let me know what you think of the game, please, in the comments as we continue to discuss this. I wanted to have your view on it. What's your take on the game? Let me know. Do you think Arsenal will win this game? Do you think Chelsea will win? On the scale of, let me actually put a poll um, up here and see how we can, if we are going to, uh, do you think Chelsea will win or not? Just let me do real quick here. And if you want to comment as well, let me know what you think. If you want to be part of the show as well, I can share you the link and you can join the chat and also be in position to give your view on the match because it's very, very important. I value people's opinion so much because it's that's how you always learn things. And if you are a Chelsea player, a Chelsea supporter, and you're in here, tune in. Yes, let me know what are some of the things that Arsenal should expect from you as a Chelsea fan? And do you think you're going to win? Or do you think it's going to be just, in my view, I'm going to give my prediction real quick. I feel like this game is going to end in a draw and Arsenal will just go through because games between Chelsea and Arsenal is always a little bit tricky. Even if it's at Emirates or even at Stamford Bridge, we always have that chance of draw likeness coming to it, if you can understand. Like you always have that desire that, oh, when you watch Chelsea and Arsenal, there's always that moment where you think like we match each other in the way we play a little bit, and it's always ending in either 2-2 or 3-3 or 1-1, something like that. So I'm gonna go for a draw in this game, just because probably Chelsea will come and want to attack so much, and Arsenal can hit them in the break. And if we are to win, I would go for a 2-1, but most likely we might draw the game, and then we shall still make it through. That's just my prediction, and you can give me yours, and let me see if you think it's gonna be um, a very very good game for both teams, because I see in this team both teams are going in for it. Much as we have that upper end, I feel like Chelsea is coming with full board. They rested some of their players, and they should be in good position really to challenge. And we have to be ready to challenge as well. And I believe that we could, and we can make it to the semifinal. But yeah, guys, that's all we have for today, guys. And if there is nothing else, my preview for the game, and I've let me look at probably look at Chelsea lineup. No, I don't have to waste my time for that. We will look at it when time for the game come. But we stay tuned again, and we shall discuss a little bit of the game. Probably have a pre-match or after the game. We shall still discuss some of the key things that I feel like we need to bring in. Probably we'll have a starting 11 show coming in there. Also, we shall have fun coming in after the game tomorrow. I mean today, and yeah, stay tuned. Around this time tomorrow as well, we shall still have another live stream to discuss some of the things that transpired in the game. Hopefully, Arsenal will win, and we should be in good shape really to win and move to the go to Wembley and at least try to beat either Newcastle or Manchester City. We know Manchester City already have 2 goals, and that's and Newcastle is going away to Etihad. So I don't think Newcastle. You never. I mean, you never know actually, but because City hasn't been very good, but I feel like City can smell blood now since that's the only trophy that I feel like they could win for this season. So I think they will give it their all. There's no way that Newcastle can beat Manchester City at the excuse me at the 80th because yeah, City would want to win. Definitely, they would want to win. At least if you go to Wembley and have that chance to play. Every single team wants to have a chance to go to the finals because you never know what happens in the final because you can win or you can lose, but you have to at least try your best to reach there and see what's next. And that's why I'm actually encouraging Arsenal and saying that if Arsenal can take this step, at least get over the line for the first time in a while, not like last season where we crumbled and we fall. I mean, we fell short with the Newcastle game, and we ended up with zero trophy at the end of the season. I feel like that shouldn't be the case. If we want to crumble, at least we can crumble. I mean, we can crumble at the end in the finals probably, but not in the semifinals because taking that step ahead. If Arsenal can do that, I feel like it's gonna be a good move for Arsenal to kickstart their season and also help them uh, get the taste of winning because if you start winning at least you know you can enjoy it and then that would make you um angry like it gives you that anger to run and go for more. You get a little bit greedy, but with sports there's no greediness. You just need um more points or more things to do to help you in most cases to at least improve. But if there's no comment and there's nothing, guys, I think I will see you again tomorrow. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Actually, before I go, guys, there is one thing that Michaela Teta talked about today. Um, that is specifically for the way Butter operates. Let me actually find. He says every single transfer that Arsenal go for is upon Butter to get the players, and then they send them to him. He approves them and see if they fit the system that he plays, and then they go on and sit with the board and see if they have the capacity to buy. Now that I felt like that was a little bit of an insight of how purchasing or buying players at Arsenal has been. I know all the players that we have bought, they're not like top players or they're doing so well. But I feel like because Butter has that experience, like he said, he has the experience and he trusts what he does. So buying players is not typically on him because I feel like most people say, yes, these are Mikel Arteta's players, which is true because he's the coach. But he said Butter is at the center of every single transfer that we do. He was asked about that because Mikel Merino is injured, so he was asked if they're going to look into possible signing, which they signed an 18-year-old, but no major signing for this January. but I feel like we're still in good shape. We have about 5, 6 midfielders. That should be enough. Would I have taken Waniri to loan or maybe call him back? Probably. If Arsenal this gets another injury, I would say yes, we should bring Waniri back to help with the midfield. But I felt like that was interesting. I don't know if it's interesting to you guys, but that's my take on the game. I mean, on what Mikel Arteta said on the process of buying players. He said it's just purely a total discussions of I mean, of the unit, probably Butter starting it, going in and receiving few details from the scouts and everything like that. But he said totally Butter handles everything, and then everything comes to him at the end when they're ready to buy or they're ready to discuss and talk to the players and stuff like that. So it's a good process, interesting process that I just wanted to share that before we can close up. But ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, if you're early in the morning, go enjoy your day and have a good work. If you're going to sleep like I would, yes, I will see you all tomorrow, and subscribe on your way and like on your way out, as we will see you again tomorrow, and have so much fun. One love, and thanks for joining. Let me see if there's any comment here that I missed. No, there's nothing. So, all right, good. See you all guys tomorrow. One love.